Today we're going to look at A Witch's Bible by Janet Farrar and her late husband Stewart Farrar. Huge thick book. This is a well-used book, you know. This is my second copy of this. I stupidly gave away my first copy, so I had to buy it again. It's now one that I will always keep, you know. I use it primarily as a reference book. As you can see, I've got some tags in it. Yeah, very, very informative book. It can be used for a solitary practitioner or even coven practitioners, you know. It really is a great book. Initially consisting of two separate books, the 8 Sabbaths for Witches and the Witch's Way. So they've put it into this volume now. Very informative, a lot of information. Okay, throughout the book, you've got some stunning photographs, all in black and white, you know, but the photographs themselves are stunning. There you can see Janet and Stewart. No, absolutely beautiful photographs. This book is easily available through likes of like Amazon, eBay, your bookshops, that sort of thing. Nice drawings. I think the curvature of her hips here are lovely. Drawing down the sun. Again, I really like the drawings. On the back it says everything you need to know is here, and then it's bullet pointed. So you've got the Sabbaths, casting and banishing the magic circle, the complete book of shadows, the great rite, initiation rites, consecration rites, spells, witches' tools, witchcraft and sex, running a coven, clairvoyance and astral projection. So you've got rites of birth, marriage and death. Here's the contents list for what would be the first book, which was when it was sold separately. Sorry, when it was published separately, was the 8 Sabbaths for Witches. Okay, the contents. Illustration contents. So it breaks down the Sabbaths, talks sort of individually about the Sabbath. So it's lovely diagram. It's nice actually, that diagram, rather than being sort of the wheel of the year. You've got it in that sort of way, which I think is nice. Got opening rituals, banishing rituals. The rituals are actually quite in depth. It sort of goes into it properly. Shows you with good diagrams invoking the different pentagrams, or again the banishing pentagrams. That's the pentagram of Earth. It tells you exactly what to say. It goes in exactly how the ritual is achieved. You know, I imagine some covens could completely run their rituals from this book if they didn't want to change it in any way, you know. And then we got here the Great Rite. Would I describe this book as a beginner's book or a more advanced book? It can be both. It really can be both. It's thorough enough to be advanced. It might be a little bit too advanced for, you know, your person who's just looking into Wicca at this point, at the first point of call. You know, it might very well be a bit advanced, but it isn't too far off into the future, you know. So here we go. It goes into further depth about the Sabbaths. We'll fast forward a little. Okay. It gives rituals for a Wiccan, which is the Wiccan equivalent of like a christening. It gives you ritual for a hand fasting. We come to the end of what would be the first book, and it gives you bibliography, which is very thorough bibliography, I might add. Index. Okay, now we've got the second part of the book, which was originally published as The Witch's Way. And I guess this is part of the book that I tend to look at the most, actually. You know, same sort of format as before, you know, with your black and white pictures. I may have shown you that one already. Sort of illustrations, symbols, this sort of thing. But in this section, there's talk of clairvoyance and divination, you know, there's talk of astral projection, discussion on running a coven, discussion on being naked in your rites, ethics of witchcraft, reincarnation, the rationale of witchcraft, rituals of protection. Shows you magical squares, witchcraft and sex, self-initiation, initiation in the first, second and third degrees, the tools of witchcraft. For example, with the cords, it says every witch should have his or own set of at least 3 different coloured cords. Red, blue and white seems to be the usual, and most covens have a communal set as well. Each cord should be 9 feet long, with the ends either knotted or bound with a thread to prevent fraying. The only exception to the 9-foot standard are the 2 4-foot 6-inch cords for the initiation binding. The most practical cords are about as thick as a pencil. They are sold in most fabric shops for such purposes, such as upholstery trimming. So, you know, it's all, even though I've just read a little bit of the paragraph, it's all written in an easy, understandable language, you know, it isn't, you know, jargon that your lay person won't be able to get. Okay, there's a small paragraph on the broomstick, the cauldron, the witch's necklace, the witch's, the high priestess, I believe it is, the garter, on being in tune with the land. You've got appendixes. Here you go, Appendix A, In Search of Old Dorothy, written by Dorian Valiente. There they are discussing Dorothy Clutterbuck and banishing a circle. On raising power, we discussed raising power. Let's have a look what I've got tapped. I haven't had this book out for a while. Will I want to show you? Okay. For some reason I've got the opening ritual. No idea why I tapped that. The closing ritual. Must have been opening and closing the circle. Oh, and rituals of protection. Okay, there's also discussion of herbalism in this book. So there you go, a quick tour of a witch's Bible. This book is brilliant. Excellent. I cannot speak highly enough of this book. Every witch should have this on his or her shelf. Highly recommend it.